tasted metallic, and people had brushed their teeth with that water. They had showered in it, cooked with it. For days, guests staying in an aging downtown Los Angeles hotel sensed that something wasn't right. The pressure was low. The color was off. The taste lingered in a way water shouldn't. But no one imagined the truth. Not until a maintenance worker climbed to the rooftop and lifted the lid of one of the water tanks. Inside there was a body, naked. Not there for hours, for days. And that body belonged to 21-year-old Elisa Lam. But the real nightmare isn't only how she died, it's how she was last seen alive. A security camera recording, an elevator, a door that refuses to close, an empty hallway, and a young woman behaving as if she's speaking to someone no one else can see. She pulls back suddenly, then presses herself against the wall as if hiding. Her hands move in strange, deliberate gestures, fingers stretching, folding, tracing shapes in the air, as if she sees something, but the camera sees nothing. The door remains open. Seconds stretch into minutes, and then the footage ends. That is the final confirmed image of her alive. So the question lingers. Was Elisa Lam truly alone? Or did the camera capture something we still don't understand? The last 4 minutes. The story of Elisa Lam, Los Angeles, at night, feels split in two. On one side, it shines, cameras flashing, red carpets stretching down Hollywood boulevards, glass towers reflecting endless traffic under a neon sky. On the other side, there are shadows, budget hotels, tired faces, long, silent corridors where the light hums, just a little too loud, in downtown Los Angeles. Along Main Street, an aging building rises above the sidewalk. From the outside, it looks ordinary, easy to miss, but step inside, and time seems to slow. This is the Cecil Hotel. When it opened in the 1920s, it was considered fashionable. Business travelers stayed here. Tourists, professionals, passing through a growing city. But Los Angeles changed. Economic downturns, rising crime, deepening poverty. The neighborhood darkened, and the hotel darkened with it. Over the years, there were suicides, suspicious deaths, and in the 1980s, it was revealed that a serial killer had once stayed within its walls. By 2013, the Cecil was no longer glamorous. It was a stopover for backpackers and budget travelers. And in January of that year, Elisa Lam checked in. Elisa was 21 years old. She had traveled from Vancouver, Canada, a university student studying psychology. She kept a blog. She loved traveling alone. She wanted to test herself, to push her limits. At that point in her life, she was searching for direction. In her writing, she spoke openly about loneliness, about not always feeling like she was enough. But she also wrote about freedom, about growth, about becoming stronger than her fears. She was on a West Coast trip. After San Diego, she arrived in Los Angeles. Her first days at the Cecil were normal. She stayed in contact with her family, texting, updating them, sharing plans. Then something shifted. Her roommates reported unusual behavior. She was leaving notes, whispering to herself, appearing unsettled. At times, hotel management moved her to a private room. It sounds minor. It wasn't, because it suggested something inside her world was beginning to ripple. January 31st, 2013. That was the last day she was seen. In the evening, stepping into an elevator. And then, one of the most discussed surveillance clips of the internet era emerged. The elevator camera. Elisa walks in. She presses multiple buttons. The door doesn't close. She pauses, then steps toward the doorway, leans out, looks down the hall. The hallway is empty, but her expression changes. She pulls back, then moves forward again. At one point, she stands against the side of the door, almost as if she's hiding, as if someone might be just out of frame. Her hands begin to move. Strange, irregular gestures, fingers spreading, folding inward, as if she's explaining something to someone unseen. It looks like she's speaking, but no one is visible. The door still won't close. Minutes pass. Eventually, she steps out, walks into the hallway, and the footage ends. It is the last confirmed image of her alive. Days go by. Elisa doesn't contact her family. For her, that was unusual. Her parents grow worried. Police begin searching. Her room is examined. Search dogs are brought in. The roof is checked. Nothing. No sign. Then, a hotel guest begin complaining about the water. It tastes strange. The color looks off. Water pressure drops. Maintenance workers climb to the roof. They open the lid of a water tank. And inside, they find Elisa. The city freezes. How did she get up there? Weren't the doors locked? Wasn't there an alarm system? Did no one see anything? The official ruling? Accidental drowning. But that word, accidental, didn't quiet the questions, because the footage still feels unsettling, and discomfort doesn't disappear with explanation. The most disturbing part of this story isn't the supernatural, it's how human it is. A foreign city, a young woman alone, emotional turbulence, late-night isolation, a silent corridor. Sometimes tragedy doesn't come from elaborate schemes. It comes from fragile moments. Maybe she was truly afraid. Maybe she genuinely felt threatened. Maybe her mind betrayed her in that instant. And whatever decision she made in that moment changed everything. Imagine it. Late at night, you're alone. You step into an elevator. The door won't close. The hallway is empty, but your heart starts racing. Is the threat real? Or is your mind creating it? Maybe that's why this case still lingers, because in that footage, we don't just see Elisa. We see our own vulnerability, and with every viewing, the same question echoes. Was she really alone? Maybe yes, maybe no. But sometimes, the most unsettling stories don't come from unseen monsters. They come from moments we don't fully understand. And sometimes, the answer isn't supernatural. It's simply human.